Sunday is here. Selection Sunday is here. Let's go.
Hi, and welcome to 2K Sports Studios. I'm Greg Gumbel. We're here with the 2K Sports NCAA Selection Show. We're all set to show you the seeding and pairings. So get out your bracket sheet, get those pencils ready. Here are the basics. Of the 65 available tournament bids, 31 are automatically conference champions. The tournament committee hands out the remaining 34 bids on an at-large basis. An opening round game will take place on Tuesday night to narrow the field to 64 teams. Before we get into the brackets for the upcoming tournament, let's take a look at the final top 25 media polls. There are a couple of
we finished 19? Wow.
March Madness. The big change is the new team in the #1 slot. The Syracuse Orange climbed to the #1 spot after a terrific finish to their season. The Minnesota Golden Gophers were the #1 team, but slipped after spending 2 weeks at the top. There was also a big move made up the poll. The Penn State Nittany Lions jumped all the way from the #25 spot to #18.
They're peaking at just the right time, Greg. This is exactly the way you want to be playing going into the tournament.
It's time to talk about the topic that has a lot of players
Bubble watch.
Oh. The NCAA tournament bubble. These are the 10 teams that aren't worried as much about where they'll be playing as if they'll be playing.
Wow, Pittsburgh on there. Wow.
Northeastern isn't among the very strongest of the non-power conference teams, but they're pretty close. I'm sure they were hoping for a better showing at the conference tournament. Now it's sit and wait time.
You got that right. And who else might be in the same position?
Rhode Island put together a solid season, but their record just isn't impressive enough to make them a no-brainer bid. If the committee doesn't give way to their tough conference, they could be out of luck.
I'm sure it's been a long week for those teams, but the week's almost over. The NCAA Selection Committee has finished its meeting, and we're ready to unveil the top 4 seeds in this year's tournament. The Syracuse Orange are the top overall seed, and they will play in the East region. They've just taken over the top spot in the media poll, and they are the #1 team in the eyes of the Selection Committee as well. Let's see if they can live up to everyone's expectation. On to the second #1 seed, who will play in the South region. The Minnesota Golden Gophers are seeking their first ever NCAA championship. The Louisville Cardinals are our third #1 seed, and they'll play in the Midwest region. They're back in the tournament again, and no doubt they'll be feeding off the experience of last year's appearance as they try to get to the Final Four this year. And finally, our fourth #1 seed will play in the West region. The Rutgers Scarlet Knights are in the tournament field as a #1 seed.
Wow, Louisville ain't even win it, and Rutgers ain't win it.
Now, here's how the brackets shape up.
And Minnesota ain't win their tournament either. Wow.
In one national semifinal game, the winner of the East region will play the winner of the South region in the other semifinal.
Louisville lost in the championship. Rutgers lost
Will
early.
play the winner of the West region.
Minnesota lost first round.
On Saturday, April 5th. Then we'll be on to the national championship game on Monday night, April 7th. Anything shocking to you about those picks?
Well, when you see the selection committee deviate from the top 4 teams in the media poll, it's a little surprising. They've opened themselves up to some criticism with these picks.
So, with the #1 seeds out of the way, it's finally time to tackle the rest of the bracket. First up, we take a look at the East Regional. The Syracuse Orange are the top seed, finishing at 29-4. They won both the regular season and conference tournament title in the Big East. They will take on the winner of the opening round play-in game between Albany, with 11 wins, and High Point from the Big South. And now, the #8 seed, the New Mexico Lobos, come into the tournament on the strength of a third-place finish in their conference regular season and were winners of their conference tournament. They're going to play the #9 seed, the North Carolina Tar Heels, who were second in their conference, finishing at 21-9. Texas Tech comes in as the #5 seed, finishing at 24-9. And they will take on the 12th seed from the ACC, the Duke Blue Devils, with 17 wins. Stanford enters the field as the #4 seed from the Pac-10. This will be their 29th appearance in the NCAA tournament in school history. They'll be getting ready to face the #13 seed, the Indians of Louisiana Monroe. Finished the season with 23 wins.
Wow, what a tough bracket.
Cardinals are going to provide serious matchup problems to any team that doesn't have depth and defensive ability at both guard spots. They have outstanding backcourt play at both ends of the court. It's the main reason they've made it this far. They're going to have to maintain that form if they want to do some damage in this tournament.
The Texas El Paso Miners are in as the #6 seed. They'll be taking on the #11 seed, the George Mason Patriots, with 22 wins. comes in at the number 3
Okay,
seed,
wow.
finishing at 23-9. Loyola, Illinois comes into facing the number 14 with 16 wins in the tournament championship of the Horizon League. Our number 7 seed is from the
We're going to be between a 5 and a 7.
49ers come into the NCAA tournament as winners of their regular season and conference tournament championship. They are going to play the number 10 seed, finishing at 21-11. Next up is the number 2 seed. The Florida Gators are the regular season champions from the SEC. They'll be going up against the number 15 seed, the Titans of Cal State Florida, with 18 wins. This is their 9th appearance in the NCAA tournament in school history. There are going to be some incredible matchups in the later rounds of this bracket. The top seed's going to avoid the early upsets. We can look forward to some real heavyweight battles. Next up, we'll take a look.
Kansas State was on the bubble too.
The Minnesota Golden Gophers are the top seed, finishing at 24-6. They were winners of the regular season championship in the Big Ten. They'll take on the Jaguars from IUPUI, the number 16 ranked team. This will be their 5th appearance in the NCAA tournament in school history. Virginia Commonwealth comes in as the number 8 seed, finishing at 25-7. Vanderbilt comes in to face them at number 9 with 24 wins and a chance to prove they're right where they belong among the top 65 teams in the nation.
Vandy got in. And VCU at large.
This will be their 17th appearance in the NCAA tournament in the history of their school.
Penn State
They're getting ready to face the number 12 seed, the Loyola College Greyhounds, who finished the season with 18 wins.
The Penn State 50 Lions are a team that is just so powerful and strong up front. I would put their front court up against just about any other teams in the nation right now. All it is good to have strong guard play. If you have no coaching, I guarantee you they take the good big man over the good little man most times. Their interior play should serve them very well in this competition.
Rice comes in as the number 4 seed, finishing at 26-7. They'll take on the 13th seed
Northern
from the
Iowa.
Missouri Valley Conference.
Yeah, this conference a little bit more watered down.
And now the number 6 seed, the San Diego State Aztecs, come into the tournament first in their conference during the regular season and were semifinalists in their conference tournament. They are going to play the number 11 seed, the Ball State Cardinals, who came in first in their conference tournament, finishing at 23-8. UCLA Bruins are in.
Oh, UCLA versus Jacks, okay.
Taking on the number 14 seed, the Jacksonville Dolphins,
That's what's up.
with 18 wins. Next up is the number 7 seed. The Oregon State Beavers have established themselves as one of the best teams from the Pac-10.
Oregon State versus Texas?
Number 10 seed, the Texas Longhorns.
Texas is on the bubble too.
They return once more to the very familiar surroundings of the NCAA tournament. Our number 2 seed is from the A-10
OG Washington, okay, they got that 2 spot, okay.
were rewarded for their outstanding play this season with an at-large bid and a ticket to the Big Dance. They're going to play the number 15 seed, the Tennessee Martin Skyhawks, who came in first in their conference tournament, finishing at 17-13. Some of the lower seeds in this bracket have the ability to not only compete with the high seeds, but win a few games. Potential for a Cinderella or two in this bracket.
Wow, are we in the 3rd bracket or the last bracket?
It'll
be interesting to see.
The Midwest Regional. The Louisville Cardinals are the top seed.
Are we in this bracket or that bracket? We are Minnesota bracket.
In the Big East,
Wow.
they'll take on the Southern Jaguars, the number 16 ranked team. This is their 9th appearance ever in the
A record bracket, I mean.
Our number 8 seed is from the Big East. The South Florida Bulls were rewarded for their outstanding play this season with an at-large bid.
Shout out to USF.
Big Day. They're going to play the
And Bama
number
for getting in.
the Alabama Crimson Tide, who were semifinalists in their conference tournament, finishing at 20-10. The Drexel Dragons are in as the number 5 seed. They'll be taking on the number 12 seed, the Nevada Wolfpack, with 20 wins. Arizona State enters the field as the number 4
got in.
seed from the Pac-10. This is their 30th appearance ever in the NCAA tournament. They'll be getting ready to face the number 13 seed, the Wofford Terriers, finished the season with 22 wins.
The Arizona State Sun Devils do the one thing that all great teams absolutely must do, and that's play tremendous team defense. These guys have been shutting down opponents all year with a combination of speed, intelligence, and sheer determination. There have been NCAA championship teams of all shapes and sizes, but all of them play good, strong defense.
Florida State
Oh.
the number 6 seed, finishing at 19.
Wow, LSU, wow.
They take on the 11th seed from the SEC, the LSU Tigers, with
And
23
Spokane.
wins. And now the number 3 seed, the Washington State Cougars.
Ooh, I should say on the other side. Wow.
During the regular season and were losers in their first game at their conference tournament. They are going to play the number 14 seed, the Brown Bears, who came in first in their conference tournament, finishing at 17 and 11.
Wow.
Next up is the number 7 seed, the
Kentucky Pitt first round. Wow.
Themselves as one of the best teams from the SEC. They'll be going up against the number 10 seed, the Pittsburgh.
That's one of the best first round games right there, for sure, for sure.
More of the very familiar surroundings of the NCAA tournament. Massachusetts comes in as the number 2 seed, finishing at 23 and 6. Long Island comes in to face them at number 15.
Oh, we in a bracket.
In the tournament championship of the Northeast Conference. It's the first question every selection Sunday. Which is the toughest bracket? Well, this bracket looks to me like it wins that prize this year. Not only are the top seeds strong, the lower seeds can be dangerous as well. And finally, let's have a look at the West Regional. The Rutgers,
okay.
finishing at 24 and 6. They finished third in the Big East. They'll take on the Aggies of North Carolina A&T, the number 16 ranked team. This will be their 20th appearance.
So South Carolina ain't get in,
huh? History of their school. Next up is the number 8
We'll
seed,
see.
the Colorado Buffaloes, have established themselves as one of the best teams from the Big 12. They'll be going up against the number 9 seed, the Clemson Tigers, with 21 wins. They return once more to the very familiar surroundings.
Colorado Clemson first round. Wow.
Texas A&M comes in
That's one of the other best first round guarantees right there.
And they will take on the 12th seed from the West Coast Conference, the Loyola Marymount Lions, with 19 wins. Illinois comes in as the number 4 seed, finishing at 25 and 8.
11 minutes
Sacramento
in.
State comes in to face them at number 13 with 20 wins in the tournament and regular season championships of the Big Sky. Our number 6 seed is from the SEC, the Auburn Tigers, who were rewarded for their outstanding play this season with an at-large bid and a ticket to the Big Dance. They are looking to play the number 11 seed, the Tulsa Golden Hurricanes, who came in first in their conference tournaments, finishing at 20 and 10. The Maryland Terrapins are in as the number 3 seed. They'll be taking on the number 14 seed, the Holy Cross Crusaders, with 19 wins. And now the number 7 seed, the Arizona Wildcats, come into the tournament 6th in their conference during the regular season and were winners of their conference tournament. They are going to play the number 10 seed, the Rhode Island Rams, who were semi-finalists in their conference tournament, finishing at 22 and 10. Oregon enters the field as the number 2 seed from the Pac-10. This will be their 29th appearance in the NCAA tournament in the history of their school. They'll be getting ready to face the number 15 seed, the Sam Houston State Bearcats, who finished the season with 18 wins.
The Oregon Ducks will be an extremely dangerous team in this tournament, mainly because they have such terrific veteran leadership. Coaches love when they have guys on the floor that have been around the block a few times because they don't get rattled. They play with composure. I look at the experience of this team as something that could put them over the top.
What a tremendous regional final we have in this bracket. If the number 1 and 2 seeds here make it through the first 3 rounds unscathed, that could be one of the games of the tournament. What are your thoughts on our top 16 seeds, Clark?
Maybe I haven't agreed with the selection committee every year, but I think they did a great job this time. The top 16 look just about right to me. Maryland have some flaws that are going to keep them from being a dangerous team in that number 3 position. There are usually some Final Four contenders among the 3 seeds, but I'd look elsewhere this year.
Now, let's see how the conference representation fares. The Pac-10 gets 7 teams. The SEC with 6. 6 out of the Big East. The Big 12 gets 5 teams.
You got to take your hat off to the teams in the Colonial Athletic Association. They got the Mount Howard conferences with the number of bids they got, and it shows you how far this conference has come. They're becoming dominant at that level.
It's too bad we didn't see more small conference schools in the tournament. None of those conferences got more than 1 team in the tournament. I don't expect any David and Goliath stories out of the teams that did get in.
I'm surprised there were so few bids for the teams in the Mountain West Conference. It was an especially disappointing year for that conference. Usually you can count on the few of the nation's elite teams coming out of it, but this was a season where very few of those teams could maintain any type of positive momentum.
We showed you the bubble teams before.
Georgia out. Wow.
Texas was helped tremendously by their non-conference games. They played a lot of the top teams in the nation before heading into conference play, and that impressed the committee, I'm sure.
While they start prepping for their first round game, the 5 teams on the other side of the page will be full-time students again.
Missouri struggled to the finish line coming down the stretch, and that's not the way to close out the season if you're hoping for an at-large bid. when they couldn't get it done in their conference tournament, their goose was cooked.
Thanks, Mark. I'm sure this year will
Said the
provide
goose is
us
cooked.
with all the excitement that we've come to expect from the tournament.
Greg, it's going to be a fantastic tournament. We got an outstanding field and a lot of sensational players. I guarantee there are some memorable moments soon to come.
For my partner Clark Kellogg and for all of us here in the 2K Sports Studios, I'm Greg Gumbel. Thanks for joining us on the NCAA Selection Show, brought to you by State Farm, the #1